We're following something on the map. It's live, continuous coverage of the balloon. Fox News alert, Pentagon confirming a second Chinese spy balloon. This one, though, found hovering over Latin America yesterday.
The surveillance device first seen over Montana was spotted flying near Kansas City, Missouri, and moving east. Experts predict that it will remain in U.S. space this weekend.
I mean, could it head to Cincinnati? We don't know. It just has to go due east. Alexandria Hoff has all the details live from Washington. Good morning, Alexandra.
Good morning. Yeah, the official word is that the second balloon does not appear to be heading into the United States right now. The original one is cruising above the Midwest, with some weather models predicting it could reach the Carolinas as early as today. Even off the coast of the U.S., there's 12 nautical miles of airspace, removing the concern that the president and U.S. officials have had over shooting it down and debris causing injuries. So Fox News' Jennifer Griffin asked about that yesterday.
Is the Chinese government controlling the movement of the balloon, or is it just floating with airstreams?
We know this is a Chinese balloon and that it has the ability to maneuver, but I'll just leave it at that.
And once it's over a body of water, will you shoot it down?
Right now, we're monitoring the situation closely, reviewing options, but beyond that, I'm not going to have any additional information.
Defense officials briefed President Biden on the high-altitude Chinese spy balloon Tuesday. Its existence was only confirmed on Thursday. The president has yet to address it publicly. Listen.
Mr. President, when and how will you remove the balloon? When and how will you remove the balloon, Mr. President?
Are you worried about the balloon?
Worry might stem from the fact that this surveillance balloon has maneuvered over several military sites, Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana, for one, where a large portion of the U.S. nuclear arsenal is kept. The Pentagon has quickly dismissed the Chinese claim that this is a civilian weather balloon blown off course. This morning, though, China's foreign ministry added this, quote, "We have no intention to violate and has never violated the territory or airspace of any sovereign country. Some politicians and media in the U.S. have hyped it up to attack and smear China." Well, Secretary of State Antony Blinken has now scrapped an upcoming trip to China. And according to the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. is now considering new sanctions on Chinese surveillance companies. That's due to the sales that they make to Iran's security forces. Well, Rachel Pete.
All right, thank you, Alexandria.
Thank you, Alexandria.
You know, we talked about this earlier in the show. I do think that this balloon serves a useful purpose. Yes, and we'll continue the conversation about what it reveals about American leadership and our response. I think it's very, very useful as well for the American public, because we can sit here till we're blue in the face and talk about the fact that China has a surveillance tool on every one of our phones. Not every one, but a great percentage of the American public's phones in TikTok. China doesn't need a balloon to spy on us. I mean, the balloon is not what they need for surveillance, not what they need for offensive military capabilities. So, you know, but there's something visual about a balloon flying over there. America's like, what's going on? They're literally all over the place surveilling us. They're in our universities, there's everywhere, but people go, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist and xenophobic. Yeah? Wake up. Look, there's literally a balloon over your head from China.
Check out the balloon. The cover of the New York Post this morning says, "Pop this balloon." I know Donald Trump was on Truth Social saying, "Shoot down the balloon."
Yeah.
There's a lot. By the way, you don't have to blow the thing to smithereens, creating this debris field. And that's one of the things that we've talked about this morning, is the rationale from the Pentagon, oh, you can't have flying debris from the air, feels totally disconnected from the capabilities of the U.S. military, should we need to take down a balloon that's flying in plain sight over American cities right now. It's over Missouri right now. So if you're watching this show in Missouri, go outside, grab your telescope, look up, and say hi to the Chi-Coms.
Yeah.
Because they're right up there. It's a provocation. What is the calculation of the provocation? Will, you called it a trial balloon. I think that's exactly right. There are parts of our nuclear triad worth looking at if you take that path, as that map shows. But what else are they looking for? What other kind of predicate? What kind of probing? Do they want to get a sense of how America really would respond? They're probably getting a good gauge of it right now.
You know what? One real curious point. So the story is this balloon is controlled. It's not just following the jet streams. It is.
Well, that's what the Chinese are saying.
The American.
They're saying, oh, it just got off. It was a weather balloon and it got off course.
Caught in the airstream, correct.
Caught in the airstream, got caught.
But it was
course.
confirmed in a press conference yesterday that America's military said, no, it's
directional.
It's under directional control. So we have a path. Why do we know that path? If it's under directional control, and that map we have up is projected it will go across sort of the northern southeast, exiting over the Atlantic, I believe, somewhere around South Carolina, Georgia. I'm just curious why we know the projected path if it is under direct control.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't we tell China if it's a weather, if it's a weather thing, well, we'll help you. We'll just bring it down for you, China, and then we can take a look at if it really is a weather thing or not.
Of course, that's what we should do.
Of course, we ought to bring this down. You know, again, it brings up a good question as to what is it doing up there. General Keith Kellogg, former National Security Advisor, says they're picking up a lot of sensitive information. Listen.
This balloon has got a package on it. The package, support package underneath it with sensors is as big as a fire truck. It's huge. It's a huge balloon, and it's sucking up information. Look, with the beauty of a balloon, and by the way, the balloons have been used in warfare since the 1800s. It loiters. It can sit for a long time, and it's picking up signals. It's picking up communications, and it's going over our most sensitive sites. We have one of our Malmstrom Air Force Base, which is home of the 341st Missile Wing, and it goes over the other two wings, or missile wings. So it's going over the ICBM fields where our 400 missiles are. Now it's over Whiteman Air Force Base where our B-2s are. If it gets to Kings Bay, Georgia, it's a trifecta. It's hit all of the three elements of the triad.
So you get the sense that probably people in the military don't want to allow this balloon to continue going. They probably want to shoot it down. So who's saying no? It's the President of the United States. Now the Pentagon saying that the President said, I want to shoot it down. But, you know, they said, no, it's not wise. I think it's probably the reverse. I bet Joe Biden said, don't shoot it down. And I believe he's compromised. I believe there's something behind this. It makes no sense to me. But the people who helped, the 50 people who signed that letter saying that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation that helped usher in Joe Biden and you know, squelch this story about the dirty deals and the level of compromise that this family, the Biden family, has with the Chinese. This has to be discussed. Those people are as responsible for this as anybody else.
Yeah, you can see that image right there. It's a balloon about the size of 3 school buses. It's got solar panels to power it. And then the surveillance equipment is on the bottom, taking a look at whatever they want right now. I mean, the same military leaders told Donald Trump, don't strike Qasem Soleimani.
Exactly.
Don't. So there's a lot of risk aversion inside the Pentagon on things like this. Oh, you might escalate. While we're escalating massively in Ukraine, over what, I don't know. Yet we won't stand up to the Communist Chinese. Imagine if we floated a freedom balloon up over Beijing or their sensitive sites. Yeah. How quickly that would come down if they had the opportunity.
Maybe this balloon will linger and just stay on for the Macy's parade.
Yeah, just pull it down?
Yeah.
Here's the Tricom balloon. Take a look,
It would
kids.
be really appropriate.
Oh, yeah. As Toba said, it will be the #1 Halloween costume.
Yeah.
The problem is we joke about it, but it's
It's not funny.
cool.
It's not funny.
Oh.